Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the podcast of Action Require Media. Here we are dedicated to discussing hard truths and finding remedies for our problems. On this platform, we will stay engaged on all happenings in Mama Liberia, not limited to politics, religion, development, economy, security, crimes, war on illegal drugs, employment, youth, growth and food production. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Action Require Media. Here we educate, entertain, and empower. Ladies and gentlemen, please like and share our show. Today we're going to be discussing serious issues relating to Mama Liberia. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will go through our introduction and then our topic is going to be introduced. So at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like for you to meet our panelists. Here we're going to be discussing serious issues, and we solicited your information that you can relate to us, that we can relate to others. Again, we are here again on Action Require Media. At this time, I will ask my brother Edwin Paul to please introduce himself. Brother Edwin.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you. Welcome to Actual Required Media. My name is Edwin Saipo Jr. I'm a writer. Um, Thank you for watching wherever you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Edwin. And at this time, I will turn over to Dr. Archibald B. Water. Pastor Water.
Thank you, CEO, and hello, everybody.
Pastor
It's a
Water, you too
pleasure.
low.
Joe, we can hear him though. I
Go
think we
ahead. Go
can.
ahead.
Can you speak?
I think you're low on your end. Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
shoot. Go
hearing
ahead, Pastor Water.
you want to be yelling at Liberian politician.
Go ahead, Dr. Water.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Again, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm looking forward to the conversation and the topic outlined today for us to discuss. Again, it's Pastor Wallo. We look forward to actually getting your feedback on our discussion today, and we will be more than happy to hear from you. Again, it's a
Thank you,
pleasure.
that.
Please share our show if you can.
Thank you, Dr. Water. And at this time, we'll turn over to Sergeant Lawyer Montgomery to introduce himself.
Oh, again, let me say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from via social media. We are also on YouTube. The name is Action Required Media. Please share and like our show. I look forward to a very fruitful show, fruitful conversation. Let me say hi to my fellow panelists and all of our viewers. I'm thankful that God has given me the grace again on this Sunday to be before you all. Thank you. Please share our show.
Thank you, Sergeant Montgomery. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your humble servant, Brother Joseph Brown. So, gentlemen, again, welcome again to my panelists and to our listeners and our viewers around the world. You are watching Action Require Media. Now, these are some of the topics we are going to be discussing today. Liberia and its national security. Guineans flag planted on the Liberian soil. Briefly, what does that mean? Liberians youth defending their land. Domestic violence. We're talking about Samuel Jackson wife death. So at this time, gentlemen, we will like to open our show with the word of prayer, and we will go directly into some discussions that have been listed. And again, we ask Dr. Water to give us our prayer.
Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you. We give you praise and glory, Lord. We are nothing without you. We want to thank you for this platform. We want to thank you, Lord, for the opportunity you have given us to talk about our country, what we need to do as a people, Lord, to move our country forward. I want to thank you, Lord, that you count us worthy to be Liberians. I want to pray in the name of Jesus as we discuss our discussion, Lord, to provide solutions. And Lord, a minister of grace to the hearers. We want to thank you, Lord. We bless you now. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Dr.
Amen.
Water. Thank you. Gentlemen, I know by now we have all seen videos and heard about the situation in Lofa County, about the Guinean military entering the Liberian soil. And again, we're going to be discussing and we're going to be watching some video that was done. And I want to give credit to the Counter Diary with Emmanuel Kotu. We're going to be playing his video. He was on the scene doing some so journalism work. And again, it was awesome. I just want to say to him, thank you for what he's doing. Again, gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Let us watch. It's going to be a little bit of time, but I want us to listen to this, okay?
Intervene.
No
The first time,
violence.
I believe that I hope we're not coming to be involved.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Okay, thank you too.
So he's one of the citizens of the Solomba area, and then we also seen the commander that led. I mean, that's the one who is at the post here, controlling this area. Chief, can we talk to you for 1 minute, please?
Yeah.
All right, so my name is Emmanuel Kotu, and the program is the Counter Diary, where we're telling the untold stories of Liberia. We understand you were on guard when this book was. What really happened? Can you give us just maybe 1 minute or two?
Yeah, actually, the people
Your name,
crossing.
please.
Yeah, I'm Officer Melvin Sarr from the LRS, Solomon Port Commander. The people, for the story yesterday, as rumor going, no one crossed. There was no crossing, there was no invasion from the Guinean authority. Yes.
So you've been the commander here. What was the first interaction with your other security from across?
Okay, it was 4 days ago
Okay.
when they came. That when I interacted with them. And they came about 42 men, well armed. So they came, according to them, that they came for peace talk.
Okay.
So I told them, but you can't come for peace talk and you are in arm. You know there's an arm Ibako for the 3 countries, Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Guinea. So you cannot come for a peace talk, you well loaded with arm. If you will enter, my authority have to be in the know. So I decided to place a call to the county commander, letting him know about what unfolding. And I even video clip them and sent it to him. So he and the team leader were able to even talk. So he said no, under no condition that these people can come for peace, according to them, with arm. So I told them, I said, well, you hold it from the horse's mouth. So for me, I'm not going to let you to pass here. So they insisted that they want to reach to our office. I said, no. You cannot reach to my office with the arm. We'll start right up the hill. Any other peace discussion until my authority can give me the go ahead. But we'll remain calm, we'll remain patient, and about an hour or so, we'll be holding and pulling up the hill there. And I told them, you can pass, you can cross. So, by the help of God, they all were able to see or reason, and they went back. So for that day, they never enter. The second day, when we look, they entered through here. 4 men entered first. That were not armed. So when they came, they decided to do their communication. So they saw I and my deputy. So they started to place a call to their own head across that, oh, we are here, but the people are not armed. The commander is here and the deputy. They got people across there or people from here, whosoever have already been given the information. So for that reason, he stated that whatsoever operation they came on, they can execute it because no armed man is around. So when we look, more people started coming. Then I saw the pool, a long pool. Then I saw cement bag. So I called my county once more to let him know. I said, this is what unfolding. So they said we should stay, remain calm. They only want petrol evidence. So that's what I started doing. So until they planted their poles, they raised their flag, and I was here with them throughout. We remain calm. When the citizen came, we tried to talk to the citizen. So I make a call, I said, but the citizens are here, they are not happy about what's going on. So for 1 or 2 reasons, the citizens were able to overcome us as we. And I previously stated that we were not armed here. So we had no option. So they told us, but then you fall back. So we went back to our head office.
The citizen asked you to fall back.
No, no, no. Our hair.
Okay, okay.
Say because now above us. So long the citizens have taken over, and you know the youth talking about 500 men. So that's how we went back to our headquarters, and the citizens they were news that went out. But there was nothing like firing or somebody came to fire somebody here. But it's actually crossed with arm.
Yesterday we got a report that somebody got shot.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, do you care to tell us if you have any idea as to how it happened?
Yeah, that was a Singapore. As now we speak, you look right across there, you will see him. He's in the tree. He stay in the tree there. That is a Singapore. The men that came here with 50 caliber, they came here with RPGs and things. First, they deploy. See the kitchen there? This is where they are planning to make their base. So they brought their planks, that particular structure.
So they brought those planes and put it
No,
there?
no. They brought it. They wanted to demolish that place to make their, their headquarters there. That's where the citizens said no, it can't work. So they took all that place away that they crossway, and from there they went and they removed their flag, the citizens, the concerned citizens.
All right, just in case, before we take leave of you, what is your own message? Because we know that some of the citizens are now leaving the community. What is your message to them as security?
Yeah, my message is everything have remained calm and no peace have been restored. The long-awaited supporter unit that we were depending on, they have come, and our prayer have been backed. So the citizens are urged them to come back and start panicking. Our own people are here now to protect us.
Okay.
So let's stop carrying the news, oh, the people have crossed, the people shooting. No, nothing like that.
All right, thank you. Say your name again.
I'm Officer Melvin S.R., Solomon Port Commander.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, he is...
I want you guys to listen to the
Mr.
John Force. I think the
Officer
John Force commander going to be
Melvin
speaking
Sarr,
next.
Who is the head or the commander for the border here, for the immigration service. And we've been told that I just wanted to ask okay, I'm trying to look for the township commissioner. Chief, can we talk to you for 1 minute, please?
Sorry, guys.
So, let's speak to the township commissioner, please. How are you, sir?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome again. And what has been the situation here?
All right, gentlemen. So that's just a brief synopsis of what was transpiring at the border in Lofa, the bordering between Guinea and Lofa. Now, I want us to open this for discussion. With that being said, it took days for the Liberian government to send well-trained personnel at the border to bring about some calmness and bring about awareness to the people that peace is being restored. But now, I want us to look at this and let dissect it from all angles. Is Liberia national security is at a threat, or it has been breached? Anybody want to comment?
Yeah, let me start out. CEO, thank you, and thanks for the video that you played. I mean, it is shocking to learn from that video that the citizens in the Foya and Lofa County area step up to prevent a military,
Evasion.
group of military men, and then our own military step aside. They left their citizens harm's way, and their commander told them to retreat to their office because citizens have taken control. I've never heard that before. Okay, it's kind of disturbing, right? But see, I was making some research, and Liberia has had three important treaties with the Republic of Guinea. Okay, and these three important treaties were before Guinea got her independence. in 1892, Liberia had a treaty with France. At the time, Guinea was a colony of France concerning this border issue, and also in 1907 and 1911, right? So we have had an agreement with France concerning border lines and this border issue. When Guinea became independent, when Guinea got her independence in 1958, this issue was brought to their awareness then, and they accepted, okay, the boundaries that was drawn from from these different treaties. Okay, so they are aware of what the boundary is. Okay, and border dispute is not the first time. In fact, from history, Liberia have lost a lot of lands to both Guinea and Africans, right? Because of France, about 30 to 40% of lands that we're supposed to own, we have lost our land. I think what is happening now is that Guinea is trying to bully her neighbors. Okay, because what happened, the footage that we saw, the videos that we watched, and even what this young commander have explained, that is very provocative. Okay, for you to have left, your country and come into someone else's country, and then you posted your flag, that is very provocative. That is, to my opinion, that is them trying to bully, Liberia into submission about border issues, which is very unfortunate because we are all African countries. We are all, minor river union countries. Why should Guinea do this kind of stuff? So one of the things I'm really interested to know is what is their intention? Somebody and myself, we had a conversation before, way back, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, and I was saying Labrador does not need, a military. We should take the military, dissolve it, and just put all the people in the police. Now I understand why we need a military. I was wrong on that part. Now I understand why we need a military. But this is just wrong on the part of Guinea.
So
They be able to respect our sovereignty, and I don't think that was nice on their part. It's disturbing, honestly.
Pastor, well, so gentlemen, let us draw a line here, and let us reason. There must be a reason why the Guinean military got crossed into Liberia's territory. Per Front Page Africa, I think I posted a Snapchat of it to the group chat. They said the tension at Makona River, right? The confrontation unfolded near the Makona River in Solumba Klein area, where Guinean soldiers crossed into Liberia territory and seized equipment belonging to BK Enterprise, which was allegedly mining sand in the river. So the issue here, I think, is because there was an enterprise that was mining sand into that river, and I think that's why brought the tension. And I don't know if the Liberian government was aware of the mining in the river, or if the Guinean has authority over that river, and as to whether Liberia has authority over the river. So I don't know where this whole conflict thing is coming from. But if it is because of mining of sand, then we should be discussing some serious issue. But that doesn't give Guinean the right to enter another man's territory and plant your flag there as a national symbol. That was wrong. And again, I just want to lay this premise so then we can go into a discussion of some weaknesses of the Liberian government pertaining to this issue. Sergeant Montgomery.
So,
Okay.
um, my thing is, what would Liberia do? Let's say Guinea Pig are flooding more on Capitol Hill. What would they do? Nothing.
Wh- I doubt it.
Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
there would be a resistance, and there would be no way
No.
possible in which no
He
there will be a
listen. He
resistance.
listen to. He listen to.
See,
He listen to that.
Why you think like there will be nothing?
Let,
Why you
let's
think
see.
like
Let's see. Let me tell you. Every time there is conflict, it holds a mirror to your struggles. So conflicts are not always bad. Every time you see a conflict, it holds a mirror to what you actually need to your country. You listen to the young commander speak. He's doing his best. They wanna cut to Dario interviewing. He's
Yeah,
doing his best. Does that
Melvin.
man look like somebody that can devise a intelligent, strategic warfare stuff to you? Does that man sound like somebody that can go into ingenuity or warfare devices on people? Does it
Yes.
sound like people as they're exploiting your weakness? That's what they are doing. So it holds a mirror to the Liberian government. Your question you asked if the Liberian, where you think Liberia is at risk of security? So Liberia has always been at risk. Any country that has a higher risk of economic is always at risk of security. That's 100% truth. So if Liberia being at risk, this just tells you, it just give you a little bit of sample size as to what can happen if a country like Guinea show up to your border. Liberia's not gonna do nothing. Yes, you can go. We fought war. We start this. The intelligent wise, strategic wise, your military can't do nothing to Guinea. That's it.
I I
You're not gonna
I
do nothing.
I would um say to that
can I say
comment you
something to
made.
this?
I would disagree with your comment. Um, I won't say that Liberia won't do anything. There would be a counter. There will be a counter reaction to that. If the Guinean, what I would say here is, I think Pastor Water brought it out. The fact that the commander in that era, Brother Melvin, said that he was told to retreat because the citizen, the youth, have taken over. That was a negligent. I think that was wrong for him to say as a security personnel, to say let the citizen, let the youth handle this, and then he withdraw. That was wrong. And I think the response from his command was poor, very poor. They did not react. They did not see the urgency of it. Okay, and that was lacking. But I want to give a salute to the Liberians youth in that area who stood against that from happening. How can a security personnel stand there and see another man comes into your country and planted his flag, and you stood there and did nothing?
What about if the man gone only got 3 magazines? What are you talking about? Getting
I'm
man
not. I'm
show up
not.
with a
I'm
whole
not.
stuff.
You see,
It's a soldier. Soldier know what confrontation is.
look.
The guinea men show well equipped. The men know if they rather use the civilian as a guinea pig, they know what confrontation is when a soldier approach soldier. The man know that the magazine not enough. You know the guinea men are well stocked. What are you talking
But
about?
but
That's
but, but
to
this is
me
what he said
that's a
though.
sensitive
This is what Melvin
to
said.
win.
Melvin said they didn't have arms. They were not armed. The Liberian security apparatus at that border wearing armed. Okay, so now you make them vulnerable to anything. How can you have your border and you look? I don't know. I will show you guys the video again. Look at the structures where these immigration officers and other joint security personnel at that border were sitting or supposed to be sitting for security issues. It's a Palawa hut right there. Look at the structures there. It's not even built to. It's not even equipped. I mean, for intelligence. Let come back to this. I think. I think the communication should have been the Guinean um, authority should have alert the Liberian authority prior to entering Liberia's territory. If you see or if you find it illegal for a mining to be going on around your area and you feel threatened, it's your sole responsibility to contact to contact the other authority, but don't come show of force, military force. You traumatize those people in Lofa. We have already been out of 14 years of civil war. Who wants that again? Nobody wants it. It just bring flashback memories of what happened during the Civil War. Look, Liberian military, security apparatus, our national security, we ain't there yet. We are not there yet to provide security for our people. We ain't there yet. No way. It took them, I think, 3 to 4 days before you see AFL. I mean, you see military equipments moving around. For what? Look, the size of the military is minimum. The size of of the police is minimum. Logistics, equipment, we don't have. Counterintelligence, ways of doing things, materials and other stuff we don't have. We should have a Coast Guard boat on our river moving around patrolling. We should have a command center over there, easy access to communicate. And if anything happen at the border, I think national security should be there within less than 15, 20 minutes. That's your own country. You should have access to that border easily. Well, we don't have helicopters to bring us and just drop us there immediately or something else. But again, look, this is a serious issue. This is a warning to Liberia that national security is very important. We cannot defend that land of Liberia from a foreign or domestic influences. It's hard. I don't know. And again, anybody want to put in the suggestions, thoughts on the video?
Yeah, before Dr. Man comes in, let me first, respond to what my brother Edwin was saying. When Edwin said that Liberia is not going to do anything, I don't know what really that means, because Liberia did do something. You know, mature governance or mature government, the first response is not always violence. Maybe that's what Guinea wanted. Okay, maybe Guinea provoked Liberia because they wanted violence. Okay, so the first thing the Liberian government did was to, reach out diplomatically, right? They started, negotiation on a diplomatic level. That was Liberia doing something. People that have not experienced war, when they hear the music of war, they dance to it. We have experienced war. We know the legacy of war, even in our own country. So our first response shouldn't be, violent resistance. Okay. The government reached out, started diplomatic negotiations with the government of Guinea. I want to read something, CEO, quickly. I want to read something, and that is.
Pastor, what? Go. Hey, we're not hearing you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to read something quickly. Luke chapter 14, verse 31. It says, "What king going out to encounter another king in war will not stay down first and count whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000?" In other words, before you decide to go to war or to take on anything, you should first count, because whether you have the means to bring that thing to completion. I think it was just going to be out of order, lack for a better word, out of order, if Liberia first response was, violent or military response. It was just going to be out of order, because there are so many things Liberia can do. Even though Guinea is the aggressor, but we don't have to play to their games. We don't have to. We have we we are we
I would
are the
disagree
big
with
brother
you.
here, right? We are the big brother here. We got independent. We got our independence 1847. Guinea is 1958. We don't have to stoop to their level. If they want to show military might, well, we have tasted war. We don't want war in our country. We don't want to fight our neighbors. So, you know, the first diplomatic attempt of our government, I think that was the right response. But if Edwin said that what can Liberia do, maybe he's talking about military response. No, that shouldn't be our first response. What the government did was the appropriate and the right thing to have for them to have done, because
Dr. Waller?
we have seen a war before. Now, if the provocation continues, now we can now step it up to maybe regional bodies and international bodies for them to be able to intervene. But let us not, you know, immediately talk about Liberia responding to Guinea in military fight. No, I think
Well,
I would disagree with
Dr.
you
Waller,
on
I
that,
think
Dr. Waller.
yeah, Brian. Let me retell real quick. I think you're implying that like basically like Liberia is no regular mature man will respond to anything so freakishly. You know what I mean? Like you just go with action and stuff. I wasn't implying that Liberia should just sample the Moaz or the helicopter, whatever they have left in front of the border of Guinea. That's not what I was implying. Now, for you claiming that Liberia is a more mature government or they have more mature governance than that of Guinea, like being older than Guinea has nothing to do with what we look. We measure people by sources. Look at Guinean sources and look at Liberal sources. You can tell me who's the better governor is, who governing correctly. Now, Liberia did not handle that thing diplomatically. What they do was civilian people solved that problem. It was civilian kids that solved the problem. It wasn't a Liberian diplomatic effort that solved the problem. Well, all that halted everything was the kids that are fighting back at the border. It wasn't Liberian diplomatic effort. So nobody's implying Liberia should just jump the gun and go fight. That's not what I'm implying. Nobody want to handle any situation like that. The fighting should be the very last resort. But
But
no, I don't agree that Liberia government is more mature than Guinea government. And
look,
100% disagree. Negative.
I would disagree with Dr. Waddle on that fact. When the Guinean military entered Liberia, they went there with a purpose and a reason. And the reason why they went there, our military get up was to show of strength. Now, we as Liberia, if we enter somebody's land, I should be able to defend that land. What happened there? It was only civilian that defended that land. Military capability, we did not defend that land on no other purpose. But civilian did. Let me tell you, the Guinean came with a purpose. Again, Liberia should have come with a force and let the Guineans know that you cannot just enter our land and plant your flag here. This is our sovereignty. We will defend it at all costs. I would disagree with you on that, Pastor Waddle. That's why Liberia, we should have stood up and defend our land. It was wrong. Diplomatic issues. How many days it took? How many days it took?
okay.
I mean, I'm not saying open fire and start shooting people. Okay, I can bet you there is no way, there is no way, there is no way, there is no way. Mexican military will enter U.S. soil to intimidate the people, and then American authority don't retaliate. No way. No way.
Okay, so let me add this, and then Sergeant McCormick can come in. Yes, uh, Guinea military uh, Guinea has a larger military than Liberia. Yes, Guinea military is more equipped than Liberia. We shouldn't forget that Guinea was highly supported by France. Guinea is Guinea was a colony of France. Liberia has been struggling on its own. We have been struggling by ourselves. Okay, we have been struggling. So I would expect development to be faster in Guinea than Liberia. But you know what? Liberia have regrets with development because of our war. Guinea have never had a civil war. We fought war in our country for 14 years. Where we destroy our infrastructure. What we destroyed, we destroyed almost everything we had in our country, including our infrastructure, including our systems, whether it's security system or whatsoever. It was just recently Omar left the country, just recently. And then we want to compare that with Guinea. Yes, I don't know Guinea's intention. Maybe they came to fight. We don't want to fight. But guess what? The same result that you talk about is Guinea in Liberia today? No. Do we have our land back? Yes. Did we fight to get it back? No.
But we were tested.
Yeah, but Joe, what I'm saying to you is that there were so many ways that you could have gone about achieving that goal of you protecting your sovereignty, of you protecting your land. And one of those ways was to fiercely resist Guinea military, and then we go into combat. But another way was diplomatic means, and we chose the diplomatic means. Okay, look, surveillance stepping up to resist the military, Guinea military there. To me, I implored them for doing that, but I think it was stupid. Surveillance should have never done that. It was so stupid. They could have been killed. Those men were armed. And you have armless civilians showing up, and then the commander saying that, oh, my commander said we should retreat back to our office. That was our security people putting Liberian citizens in harm's way. Thank God that no one was killed. You know, I learned someone was wounded.
Two people.
Two people, okay? But
yeah,
that was not called for. You don't allow your civilians to do that. I think that was not the right thing to do. But we achieved this goal of us preventing Guinea from taking the land. We achieved that. Okay, we achieved that through diplomatic means. We achieved it. We don't have
Sergeant Montgomery.
All right, let me come in. Let me say again. Good afternoon, good evening. But look, let me say this. Do we are all learned people on this platform? Do we know why we have our different embassies in our different countries? Why Guinea will have the embassy in Liberia, why Liberia will vice versa? Do we know? Which I know I'm just asking. All right. So the truth is, Edwin couldn't have said it better. Edwin is right. Guinea could have gone right in Monrovia, right at the executive marshal, and plant the pole and plant the flag. Liberia is a two-flag bulldog. Liberia can do nothing. Honor this president is honor Joseph Boakai. Liberia is open to any country that can come in and do what they have to do. Newsflash, this is not the first time Guinea entering Liberia. This is not the second time, not the third time. But for the record, let me just give you a flashback. There was a guy called Sharif who ran away from Guinea because the Guinean president wanted to kill him. And this guy is a Liberian citizen, ran into Liberia for safety. Guess what? It took 11 Guineans, well armed, marched into Liberia, drove into Liberia. What happened? He was handed over. Gregory Como went to Saw Beach, took out Sharif, handing over. What Guinea did? Guinea gave Liberia a few pickups. And the Guinean went back. There are records of these things. It has been proven that under all of the Unity Party government, Liberia has not been safe. Of course, we saw it under Her Excellency, the political Maradona of Liberia, Ellen. You had all the security apparatus. They had to take His Excellency Dr. George Mane. We had to maintain peace within a 6-year term. Or man, whoever said, oh, he's not educated, they wrote him off. But at least that one thing all of Liberia will give to him, he was able to maintain the peace. Today, a man who has over 80 years of experience, a Sierra Leonean man who came across the border to live, Liberian people handed him on a platter, has sold the soul of Liberia. And people want to sit on their platform and say Liberia could have done that. There's nothing Liberia can do to a Guinea. Look, let me tell you the most shameless thing that can happen to a man or a man who has been taken away from you. That's what happened to Liberia. Guinea went into Liberia, took down your flag, put it on the ground, and planted theirs up. That I thought Waka could have stepped up big time, send men, delegates into Guinea, and send up a warning. I saw OAU spoke. Waka has not spoken. Edwin, look, you couldn't have said it any better. There's nothing Liberia can do. Whilst we are not calling for war, but in terms of peace, we prepare for war. Liberia has been a two-flat bulldog. The only thing that AFL can do is to beat their own police and the citizens. That's all. Liberia don't have an army to stand in front of Guinea. Guinea has over 20,000 well-armed to the teeth. So there's nothing Liberia can do under this president. You talk about the youth. Look, let's not encourage this. The youth are not in the position with single barrel to go fight against wild thieves. Look, man, this is nonsense. That's wrong. We will not encourage our citizens to go and stand in front of well-trained army. They say, oh, I'm defending my territory. That's not what they are there for. They got well-trained, supposed to be well-trained military men in AFL that are supposed to be at the borderline at every time. And not youth. Respectfully, I want to say that. It's not youth. With single barrel and machetes and stuff. Where are they coming from? This is a shame to Liberia. This is a shame to this president. The president has never had Liberia in mind. He's never had Liberia in mind. Whether they caught, whether Guineans caught or foreign people digging centers, now equate the fact that you can't build, you can't put our flag.
Your
down.
flag? Yep.
Like I said, that's the worst thing that can happen to a man. CEO, I was sitting here watching your please. Let me get my time.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you get 30 more seconds, though. You get 30 more seconds.
Let me enjoy your time. Enjoy your time.
I hear my friend. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm done, I submit.
No. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, the man will come back. Let me say the
Let the man finish your thought.
okay, go ahead.
No, I was done.
Look, see, let me say this. No, issues like this, we shouldn't politicize it, right? Because where we sit, we don't have all of the information. Where we sit, we don't have what information the government of Liberia have, or what were they able to do behind the scene. We don't have that information, right? For someone to say that you took you took a cutlass and you came in my yard, okay, and you came in my yard and you said, you come outside, I will chop you with a cutlass, I will chop you into pieces. And because I did not come out, so that made me less of a man. Those kind of analogy does not apply to what we are discussing. Liberia man who was not taken. Liberia land is still intact. We still maintain the boundaries, the borderline. We still maintain that. Now our security forces have been deployed there. Do I agree that it's supposed to have been done earlier? Yes. Do I agree that the government is supposed to have stepped up way ahead of time? Yes. But can I sit there and say that Guinea can come to Monrovia and plant Guinea flag in Monrovia without Liberia government doing anything about it? No.
What
with
are they
you.
gonna do? The
No.
AFL is effectively a chicken
And
roll
it
organization.
will never
They
happen.
just there for a chicken
If
roll.
if if that was the case, Guinea's flag supposed to have continued to be planted there today, where it was planted. Is it still there? No, it was taken down, and Guinea went back to where they came, and Guinean went back where they came from. Not because we did not do what they wanted us to do that make us less of a country. No. Number two, where we are today, where Liberia is today, we cannot go into armed conflict with Guinea. We have to play it wise. We fought war before. We know what is required in war. If that's what Guinea wanted, we don't want war with you, Guinea. Okay? We don't want war with you. So we have invited other people for us to talk this thing over. And I think that was the right approach. Okay? The president we had that you talk about, Sergeant Montgomery, if President Weah was president today, that's exactly what he was going to do. To reach out diplomatically to the government of Guinea. That's what you are going to do. President, we are never going to order military to go and fight. No. That shouldn't be our first instinct. And now, right now, I don't care. I don't know what you people know about Guinea. That you people are hating Guinea like this. It's not how many men you have that determine a veteran in war. It's not how many men you have. It's not how many weapons you have. Look at Ukraine and Russia today. So let's start treating Liberia. Liberia is nothing. Liberia is not. Liberia has maintained her sovereignty for 170 some more years now. That should mean something to each and every one of us.
That the
That's
water.
what all Guinea
Let
needs
me.
to do in a command center is to play your video in a command center so they can just laugh and just walk in the Liberia. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you
That the
kidding
water.
me?
That the water. I would not.
Like, are you
Look,
If it
what
was
what
Guinea? Wait,
what Guinea did?
Brian, let me say,
we'll go and meet
Brian,
them
let me,
and say, "Look, gentlemen, you know what?
Brian, let me just say,
Let
let me say one thing.
we are
Let me say one.
let me say
Let me.
your people go back. We apologize. Whatever we did, we apologize. Your people go back. Let's maintain the peace that we have. Simple as that. It's not
I think the reason why.
serious need.
Well, I think the reason why Guinea retrieved was once that goal was met, they made a
Yep.
point. They show a force, they made a point, and then maybe the deterrence from the citizen over there. But then, most importantly, Liberia has one of the most secret weapons in that whole hemisphere. Guinea, Africa, or whatever. They have an American embassy. They have an American embassy. That's why Guinea retrieved. That is secret weapon that is not being reported. That's why Guinea retrieved. That's it.
Okay. So at least we identified that we got something. You said we don't have
Look,
anything before.
look.
At least
That the water. That the
we
water.
identified
Gentlemen here.
we have something.
What
This
Sergeant
went
Montgomery
back
said.
to Monrovia. Near Monrovia. Thank you for saying that.
Look. That the water. You may look at it differently, but what Sergeant Montgomery said, Liberia men who have been taken away from her, and Edwin just reiterate that the fact that the Guinean accomplished what they went to Liberia for, they can do it anytime, and nobody will hold them accountable anytime. Anytime. Look, let me tell you, this is a disgrace, a disgrace to the nation. No, that the wallow. You were.
Hold on. What's your point now? What actually
The
is your
point here is we acted weak.
Yeah, what's your point? What Liberian government supposed to have done?
That the wallow. So let's say this. Like I said, again, show of force is always important, very important.
When you
When
mean
somebody,
what does that mean? What does that entail?
What do you mean? What does that entail? So you telling me, let's say for example, two-person got wounded at that border, right? Who is going to pay for the medical expenses? Who?
Who?
Yes. Now, as a young man was shot in the legs. He's in the hospital now. A girl, a teenager, were hit by a car. Okay, she's in the hospital too as well. Now, who going to afford these bills? Is it Guinean government or Liberian government?
Roger, from my earlier statement, I said that is provocative.
No, the question I'm asking you now. The question I'm asking you
Yeah,
now.
no, hold on, though.
The
Hold on,
question.
hold on,
The,
hold on. I'm not happy that it happened. Okay, it's provoking.
look,
I'm not
the
happy
point we're making here. The point we're making here is. The point we're making here is.
But hold on though, hold on. I'm not happy that it happened. I also said that Labra have lost 30 to 40% of
That the wallet. Don't forget about that part. Don't forget about that part. It's been gone. Let let
if you don't have
let's speak
medical
reality.
advice to pay somebody, there are other ways that you go about doing it.
So you telling me that the water. Hold on. You telling me? Let's say brother Jesse right there, right? Sergeant Montgomery come to my place, and I'm in the house. He take my kids in the house. He take all the furniture, throw the TV down, right, and walk away.
Pee on the
All right.
table. Pee on the table. Pee
Yes.
on the table.
And then I sit and look at it and say,
Is that
you
what
know,
they did?
it's okay.
Is
I'm the
that what
oldest
they did?
brother here. No.
What they did?
What?
What they took?
They took away your
They
dignity,
planted
Pastor
a
Waldo.
flag. Every
They
country in
planted
the
a
world,
flag.
somebody plant a flag on a land is a grave danger to you. They tell you you're nothing. Anytime somebody bring a flag and plant it in your land, they tell you you're nothing.
Based on your analogy.
Why you mean based? It's military force, military might.
All your furniture and everything. What will you do?
Okay, now let's go to the second point. The point we're trying to make here is I come into the water. The point I'm trying to make here. Listen now.
What will you do?
I come in and listen. Let me make my point. The
The
point I'm trying to
point
make here.
is, Sergeant
When
will
Melvin,
have to think before even coming to my house. That's the point. You gotta think about it. You gotta know why I park it in the house. That's the point.
He did not think
You're
about
not
it.
even being, you're not being from my door. You're not being from my door. You know why I came over, or you're not being from my door. You're meeting somewhere else. You're not going to my house.
20 seconds, yeah?
So what will you, you can't
Go ahead.
answer my question.
Sergeant Montgomery, go ahead.
Let me.
Oh, so you can't answer my
let me-
question. You reason you don't want to answer my question is because what you
I answer your question. The point is, Sergeant Montgomery shouldn't be brave enough to come to my house. He should know what I'm capable of. That's the point. That's the whole point right there. He's not gonna step to my door because you know what I'm packing. That's the question. That's the answer. No, he's not gonna come. He shouldn't come in the first place.
So
We
there's-
shouldn't even get to that point and you in my house, peeing on my tail. You're not gonna get to that point.
So there's a saying before a dog bites you, you look at your face. My only thing is from the video, and the CEO, thank you for playing that video. The guy said the Guineans came for peace talk. What kind of peace talk? I mean, from the onset of the video. And again, I go back to, I don't understand Wakai's foreign policy on Liberia and Guinea. I don't understand it. I don't know how it is. Look, again, like I said earlier, we have Guinean embassy in Liberia. For Guinea to walk into Liberia and claim that they want to come and have a peace talk, no. We have diplomatic channels where the Guinea embassy should engage Liberia government and say these are things that's going on. It is not for the Guinean border patrol to enter into Liberia. And what we are saying, look, your man you know what is a flag being put on the ground, Dr. Wallo?
Your whole
You know what it
country.
means for a flag to be placed on the ground. That's what Joe is saying here. We are not saying, oh, Liberia country, of course, Liberia is something border to control, to keep. But they have not done that. Not once, not twice. Under this president, they have not done that. And like the CEO said, Guinean patrol car ran over a young girl, broke her legs. Nothing came out of it. At least we don't know anything that came out of it because it has not been proven public, but at least we saw being rushed to the hospital. Our brother foot was broken. He is in hospital right now, as a matter of fact, trying
Yep.
to foot a bill. Again, our president has not spoken. So why do we have these two foreign policy? What are different embassies doing? So when we call Liberia a two-flat bulldog, we're not trying to denigrate the country, but denigrate. Look, Guinea has desecrated Liberia.
I'm trying to denigrate the country, Sergeant. I'm sorry. You speak for
Thank
yourself.
you. At least it's coming out another way. But Burka has PP on the sovereignty of our country. You don't fit to be your president in the country, Dr. Wallo. That's it. That's it. You know, are you my time?
Yeah. So.
All right, gentlemen. Let me make a quick analysis here, right? Tata I'll give you time. So, I think what happened here is weak on the side of Liberian national security, and it's weak on the side of our response. Now, Melvin in that video said he called authority, and the guys did not respond. What I mean, they respond, but what I mean respond with a force, okay, to deter these guys from coming onto the land. But citizen did. I think the Guinean military understand the fact that they do not have the right, or they cannot shoot at common people. Okay, but those boys, those young men and women defended Lofa, and I think they should be recognized by the Liberian National Police or the president. They should be recognized. Now, let's say this right now. The Liberian National Police, total capacity, we have about 5,000 men. Okay, give and take 5,000, and most of them are in Monrovia. We don't have the logistics to move these guys faster into the rural areas. Road network terrible. We don't have air equipment where they can get in a helicopter and get there on time. We don't have Coast Guard boats in every county that we can get access to the border as fast as possible. No. Now, let's go to the military. AFL, 2,000 men, 2,200 men. Where we station Kinshasa, okay? Majority of them will stay right there. If something happened in the rural area, how can the guys get to this place faster? It took them days. If Guinea wanted to take over Lofa and more of Liberia, they would have done it in less than an hour or so. Because we don't have that military force to fight back and defend that area. That's wrong. Look, our national security is a threat. Okay? Our national security cannot provide a protection for Liberians. We cannot fight against foreign and domestic enemies in Liberia based on what we have. These are things we need to be looking at now. If not, I tell you, man, we would not have a safe place to be. Anybody can just come in and do what they want to do and leave at any time. No repercussion for that.
Well, let me say something real quick. Liberia has never fought against any foreign country in their whole life. That I want to keep pointing to us losing land. That's also a sign of weakness. Any country that loses that many land, that whole entire downness has also been Liberia because we've been weak from the get-go. That's why we've been losing lands. So when you trying to make your argument like because we lose a lot of land, it's a sign of weakness. One can tell you that Texas supposed to be Mexico. The country with the greater military might always take more land. That's what it is. It's been simple. All our fighting been amongst ourselves. We never fight outside of. Never even fight Sevalon. Just for a little bit, then try to guy in that stuff. But among rebels, we never fought outside of. If we fought outside of, somebody would not be living right now. We'd probably be decimated. Seriously, we've been weak from the get-go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Let's move to the next topic because the time is fast spent. Okay. All right, make your point.
Brian got let that I want to talk before you feel like we're ganging you on into it because I got military man, so I'm on it. I'm on the other side today.
Let me say this. I think Sergeant Montgomery and Edwin, they made my point. Okay. About Liberia not fighting outsider or another country. Let's keep it that way. Okay. Let's keep it that way. and losing land, that was to France. France. It was not to Africa or Guinea. It was to France. Okay, we expected the United States to come in defense of Liberia, but because we were not colonized by any of these imperial powers, so they couldn't have come to our defense, and we did not have the military might for us to defend our territorial integrity against France. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, we are building our country gradually. Our military now is 2,000 men, right? We anticipate to be at peace with our neighbors. And because we are not at a place to declare war on any country, that's why we are using diplomacy. And Sayi Montgomery said something that there are diplomatic channels, right? Guinea could have used, but instead they came into Liberia. That is my point, right? They're supposed to have used those diplomatic channels, but since they did not do that, and they just came into Liberia, we cannot play to their level. We cannot play to their game. We use those diplomatic channels that have already been established for us to bring the situation under control. Maybe they wanted to fight. We don't want to fight. If you don't want to fight, you use diplomacy. There are organizations,
All right.
both regional and international organizations that Liberia can reach out to, that can be a third party to actually talk about these things. And in fact, when it comes to resolving these border conflicts, Liberia stand a better chance because those border lines, Guinea agreed to them. They are aware of it. Maybe they just want to border Liberia, okay? But we're not going to play to their game, okay? Because we are now in a modern era. We are in the 21st century. We should be able to be at peace with our neighbors, even if they don't want that. We want it, and we will pursue peace with all men.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We only got less than 15 minutes online. I know we will not be able to discuss the domestic violence and Sam Jackson issue, but if you guys want, we can skim over it. If not, we just continue to talk on the 15 minutes concerning the issue we're discussing here now. Montgomery, you want to say something earlier?
No, I just wanted to say how disappointed I am in my senior mentor for all of the analogy he's laid. Whether that Guinea was fighting against Liberia, whether that France was fighting against Liberia, Liberia stand a better chance to face Guinea. I'm just so disappointed at hearing that. But also,
I'm not disappointed. I actually expect it. He's an academic. He's an
Yeah.
academic, so I expect it.
And also, I just want to provide. I also want to provide a little education here. No, Liberia fought against a foreign country before World War II. Liberia fought against Germany. You're gonna do your research.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Oh
Indirectly.
my god.
Indirectly.
That's the best joke you ever told. You ever told on the whole podcast. That's your best joke. You need to save that one. You need to save that one. That's your best joke.
But he could be right though. It was indirect.
No, I'm right. There are
No,
records.
he's right. Liberia declared war on Germany. He's right.
Yes, sir. Oh, you're saying that with a straight face. Y'all throwing me off, bro. You're saying that with a straight face.
Liberia now, if we could fight Germany, then Guinea will come in.
We did not declare war on Germany in support of the United States. So we did not fight Germany.
Rumor has it that Hitler almost bumped her off the air because he couldn't find her on the map. That's what happened. Hitler almost wiped her off. He couldn't find us on the map.
You guys are so funny.
You got... Yeah, that's really funny. It's funny to me.
That was a good one.
I'll just let you do my closing real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
I got to run, but on this Samuel Jackson stuff, if I can get just 2 minutes.
Go ahead.
So listen, why I don't want to. Well, of course, we cannot encourage any form of domestic violence, And I also want to say that domestic violence, most people, of course, in our country, in different part of Africa, they think domestic violence is only against the female gender, but no, it's both ways. But in this Samuel Jackson case, I think the Liberian police are proceeding right, in my opinion. Um, until proving guilty is innocent, we have to see all of the facts. I just want to extend my condolences to the family, the bereaved family, and of course, let's give the right authorities to do their work. And before I see people have jumped into conclusion, yeah, the man killed his wife and everything. I think I would like to leave that to the forensic and the medical expertise to come up with those findings, and so that we can have a better resolution to this to what's going on now. That's all I want to say to that. Thank you, and it's been good to be on here with my fellow panelists. Good to see you all. I wasn't here last Sunday. I missed the show, but I was watching. Thank you. See you. Good job.
Thank you, thank you, Sergeant Montgomery. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Missed you last week.
All right. So, I mean, Sergeant Montgomery uh, just touched on Samuel Jackson issue in Liberia. This is what I would say, and I think he and I on the same line. Let allow the Liberian National Police to do the investigation. Let the medical personnel also to do the findings, and this is what I disagree with many people. I think posting his wife um, picture, her dead body picture up where they have all those bruises on her chest and her face, I think is inappropriate. I don't think that should have been done or released to the public. I think we should have respect for her, to have respect for the dead, and to have respect for the family as well. Those pictures are not appropriate and it's circulating the internet. And I just think whoever is doing it should go back and take those pictures down, even though you want to give us information that is that you think is is necessary too, and but let us just wait for the findings. But again, like I said again, let respect her and let respect the family as well. Those pictures are very inappropriate to be posting out. And again, domestic violence, I would never encourage. I think domestic violence is on the high rise, and we ignore it at times, and we think is something that have to be more physical, but it's verbal too as well. And I think education, I think it's a government responsibility. You should be able to educate people on what domestic violence is and the signs and when to get out and when to get help. Um, because the end of it is not good. Um, so again, um, I concur with Sergeant Montgomery. Anybody want to chip on it?
Wait, I have a question though. Is Sam Johnson, does he lead sedition? Is he a sedition?
I don't know what political party he
He's
identified
not.
with.
No, he's with CMC. He's with the
Oh,
CMC party.
sorry, bro. I thought you're going. Sorry,
No, I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying.
No.
sorry.
Yeah.
So he used
Oh,
to
but
be a TDC supporter, but now he's with the CMC party. So with Musa
Okay.
Asambelere. Yeah.
Okay.
the reason I asked it, this is the very first time that Saeed Montgomery said we should take a middleman approach to a situation. So that's why I really wanted to get the facts. Talking about forensic, we have forensic in Liberia. Are you kidding me? So yeah, that's what I asked. But everything Brown said, I second that. When it comes to domestic violence, I don't have.
The guys are trying now, man. Let's give them credit. At least we saw the forensic team there that go with swap, ear swap and stuff, put them in buttons. So at least.
No, Guinea talk our mehu, so we don't get
Good one.
Anything you want to say?
Just condolences to the bereaved family. I'm going to reserve all my comments until we are ready to talk about this issue.
Okay.
I see that we are not ready to talk about it right now, so I'm just going to reserve my comments.
All right. So then we'll just go around. We'll do our closing remarks, and let me see. We have 2 minutes. If you want to make your remark details, you can. Sergeant Montgomery, go on. Okay. So we can just go ahead and make our closing
Yeah.
remark. But
Let me.
honestly speaking, Dr. Wallow and Brother Edwin and Sergeant Montgomery, I think it was a good discussion, and you can see where we are coming from when it comes to the nation Liberia. To be honest with you, what happened with Guinean testing Liberia, I think it was wrong on the side of Guinea, but also it was poorly responded by the Liberian government, and that's something we really need to look at because is we are vulnerable to anything. But anyway, let's do our closing, and then we can talk about this later on.
Yeah. So, CEO and my brother Edwin, my approach today was geared toward the fact that I can beat on my government leader, okay, on their approach and what they were not able to do. I can beat on them later. But I also need to recognize what they have done at least. Because we are not talking about our government against our citizens. We are talking about our government against another country. I have to be on the side of my government. I have to be on the side of my country. Even if they did not do what we expected them to do, I have to first recognize that what the government did with not sending troops to respond in kind to Guinea was to avert war with the Republic of Guinea. Then that should be the first thing that we should do, as a country. Because what the Guinean did is very provocative, very, very provocative. When you listen to the commander that extended from the video, he said when the first day we stopped them from going any further because of the arms that they had. He said, no, you cannot come with peace talk with all of these arms. So we can't allow you to go further. And they went back. Okay. Diplomacy works sometimes. It allowed us to continue to prepare ourselves for the future. Right now, we are not there yet. For us to say, okay, this person step on my toes, so I'm going to step on your toes back. Right? When we have to count the cost of war. And I don't think we are in the frame of mind. I don't think we are at a place for us to declare war on any country. Okay? Today is Guinea. It might be another country tomorrow. I don't think we are there yet. Let us continue to use diplomatic channels while we continue to build our infrastructure and build our military. But this should be a wake-up call to Liberians that we might not always have our neighbors, our friendly neighbors, okay? Because of their military might, they might want to take advantage of us. So we have to now prepare ourselves while we seek diplomatic means, while we seek peace with our neighbors. Let's prepare ourselves. But today I was not in a position to criticize my government against what Guinea did. I was not in a position to do.
All right, Edwin, you'll do the closing. Let me just give mine. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So to Dr. Wallow, Brother Edwin, and Sergeant Montgomery, thanks guys for being here, and we do appreciate your commentary at all times. But on this matter, where national security is key to any country, and providing security and protection for your people is the sole responsibility of a country and its government. For what transpired at the Liberian and Guinean border that show a sign of weakness, and it show poor preparation on how Liberians or the Liberian government will respond to crisis. What happened there shouldn't have happened. It could have been done the other way. The reason allegedly for that is mining of sand in a river. That doesn't threaten Guinea, neither Liberia. That shouldn't warrant in the military personnel crossing over into another man's territory and planting its national symbol. Now, Liberia, we have had a civil war, reminding us of heavy armed men infiltrating another man's country. It brings flashback memories. It traumatizes people. At this point, from the command from Melvin responding to his authority, it shows weakness on the side of how Liberia will respond to immediate problems. And again, it was not in a good interest, or it wasn't the right decision that the youth took, but it did what it did to protect the land. And I would salute them for that. If our national security apparatus cannot protect that land, they did. Surveillance did. And again, two persons got injured in that incident. A young man was shot in the legs, is now at the hospital, and a young girl that was ran over by a vehicle. Who's going to afford the bills? What is going to happen to them now, the future? Are they going to become handicapped? Who knows? What's transpired next? What happened next? Are the Guinean government going to pay for the medical expenses? Are they going to take over whatever happened to those kids? Now, like bro, we should be rethinking on how our military personnel can be dispatched, how fast we can. This just show weakness on our side as leaders and as a country on how we're going to protect our people. I feel like nobody is safe in Liberia right now. And again, we are calling on the government to, we're calling on the lawmakers to pretty much decentralize majority of its government agencies, at least where we can have a fast response to these things that are happening. And again, every borders of Liberia should be protected heavily, and should be an easy access there. And again, thank you again to our listeners and our viewers. We appreciate you. And at this time, I will turn over to my brother Edwin Poor. Brother Edwin.
All right, thank you, Dr. Water, and thank you, Sergeant Montgomery. Thank you for my brother Brown for hosting, and then thank you to our viewers for watching. I second the part that Dr. Water said about not criticizing your government and being on your countryside. Hell, I don't even know how to get to Guinea before I would probably be on Guinean side over Liberia. I'd rather die and live as a Liberian, so I'm a Liberian to the core. If contrary to what you may think, I'm a more Liberian than most Liberian people. Like my mom, my parents are from the same town, pretty much. You don't have to do a DNA test. So I'm a Liberian to the T. So there's no reason why I would go for a different country from my country. However, necessity breeds innovation and ideas. When you have conflict, what conflict does, as someone with ingenuity, it holds a mirror to your faults. So if you don't use that conflict to hold it as a mirror and course correct on things, it could be minute corrections. But if you don't course correct on situations like this, like Brian said, the country is in danger. I think the country is in danger. The only reason why nobody has attacked us is because they feel bad for us. We're weak in our whole region. So we need to hold a mirror to ourselves for the minor conflict I want. That brother Melvin, he seems like a smart man, but does that man sound like somebody that will provide the right tools to be commanding people? It doesn't look like that. If you gave me the situation, I mean, it would sound more eloquent. It sound more strategic. but he's not. He hasn't been given the right to. So we should use the conflict. I don't want to like go on and on. We should use it as a mirror and maybe course correct some things in the country, if anything. But if anything, we're on the side of Liberia, no matter what happens. So we're Liberian here. There's nothing to discuss about it. So I'm excited or happy that things a little bit calm down, resolve. Also have the American embassy in our back pocket if anything happen. So at least that thing calm down a little bit. And but we have the course correct. So a country like Guinea, if they're thinking about it, they shouldn't think about it. They should think twice before they even march to our border and plant that flag. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday.